before I even go into anything having to do with this podcast, especially with everything that's going on in Los Angeles right now. ICE is actively raiding homes and businesses across the city, and people are being targeted and torn away from their families. I need to make it abundantly clear that I stand fully and unapologetically with undocumented people, immigrants, and with every single person who is being dehumanized by this violent system. I am going to have links in the description to organizers, legal aid, emergency resources. Please use them whether you're looking for help or looking to help. Our liberation is tied together. Just remember, everybody, protect, uplift, and bear witness. Okay, now let's move on to today's episode, and please never stop standing up for each other, especially when it's uncomfortable. Can y'all hear me? Don't let me alone in my apartment. I'll start a podcast. Okay, so this is so exciting. I literally have so many different things to talk about. I was on the phone with my brother. Wait, first of all, hi. Hey, I'm Tris. I don't know if y'all hear that in the background. I'm not kidding. There's been some kind of like horrible construction in front of my apartment, and literally they put these steel plates over these huge holes that they dug in the concrete. And now it literally, like when people drive over it, it sounds like 2 gunshots. And it's loud, and it kept me out last night. Had to use my damn headphones. But yeah, people keep driving over it. It's like, okay. Here are my ends for right now. Honestly, love incense. I've been trying all kinds of different vibes. The biggest one that I've loved lately is like lavender kind of vibes, but I like do it every single morning. Oh my gosh, you know what else is in right now? Oh, let me get cozy. Hold on. No, you know what else is in right now? Morning yoga. Hey, nobody wants to do morning yoga, but I do. I also want to do it alone though. No, I'll just get up in the morning and like as soon as I wake up, I immediately make my coffee, which I should probably like do it after. I don't know. I mean, like, whenever I wake up, I don't know if y'all are the same way. I want to be a morning person, and I really feel like I've put in the effort to become a morning person. But at the same time, like, it's so hard to, like, fully wake up for me. It could be worse, I guess. But yeah, like I'll usually do that. And then I immediately like I've been doing her name's Yoga with a Bird, I think. And she has like the most relaxing morning yoga sessions. It's so fun. Um and then I got one of those, what are they called? Saunas. I got one of those saunas that is like an indoor sauna, you know? Looks like a grow tent, and that's okay. Didn't know that. But every single part, like I use it in the morning after I do my yoga. I'll go on my little walk. And then as soon as I'm done with my walk, I immediately go to my little sauna and I sweat it all out. And I love it. It feels so good. I love sweating. But every single person who sees it, or who's seen it, they're like, oh my God, do you grow? And I'm like, grow what? No, I don't grow, silly. No, I turn myself into a pot sticker for like 20 minutes every single morning. 20 minutes is a stretch. I get to 13 minutes and I'm like, Patrick, stop. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't know. I need water. Love that. Why did I smoke before I did this? Like, I don't know what to talk about. I also feel like there's an audience in front of me, but it's like, who cares, you know? I've been buying myself flowers every single day of the week recently too. I love buying myself flowers. Like, I feel like it's so fun, so relaxing to do every single week. It feels like a reset. And then like every Sunday, like I water every single one of my plants that need to be watered, and I let them kind of get their sun. My apartment is like a fishbowl apartment, so like you can, it's obvious that there's plenty of sunlight in here. Oh my God, Wicked for Good too. That's not the name of it. Wicked for Good. I have been changed for good, and just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things you've done, you blamed me for. I don't know the lyrics after that part. As terrible. Hey, this is an unpopular opinion. That's not my favorite song from the musical. I fear my favorite is The Wizard and I. Literally since I was a child, it's like, Mom, turn that one on. Let's get into it. The Wizard, you know. But I would like kill that shit every single time. This is like, I feel like I'm just like brain dumping on you guys. It's kind of fun though. I really like it. I got this like, okay, it's basically like a scent locket, if that makes sense. And so it like has these little foam pads, and you put one in there, and then like you can put like your cologne on it, or you can put like, you know, some kind of like oil or whatever. And I'm crazy. I got this love spell oil, and so I've put it on me every single morning. And so whenever I do it, it's kind of nice. I tell myself like, oh, like this is the intention of like, I'm gonna put out love and I'm gonna get love back, and like maybe if I run into the right one, you know, whatever. And don't put your necklace on after putting sunscreen on, because the sunscreen's gonna seep into the necklace and it's gross and disgusting and terrible, and you are going to hell if that does happen. Fun fact. Can we talk about Ethan Slater as well as Bonk? Like, he looks like he was wearing. Oh, this is kind of mean. I don't want to sound mean. Anyway, he looked like it was like his big brother's outfit, and he didn't have a costume for the Halloween party. And so, because he didn't have a Halloween costume, he used his older brother's costume, who's slightly bigger than him, but that's kind of funny. But it's like ill fitting. Like, I was almost like, they had to have done that on purpose. Nessa Rose too. Justice for Nessa. Like, I just feel like they could have done more on the detailing of the outfits. But also, who the fuck am I? You know? Who am I? Some fat pinky in Texas. You know what? That's funny. I think sometimes like we're allowed to have opinions, but maybe not all of them need to be said. Regardless though, I know y'all agree. Be real. Okay. I want to be a drag queen. I want my drag name to be Amber Alert. What's wrong? Stop. No, no, no. I think it's funny. Everybody who I say it to, they're like, oh my God, that's hilarious. You should absolutely do that. And then I do my makeup. And as soon as I do my makeup, then I remember why I don't do drag. This is like a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, because I was really nervous to do this. And it's like, what am I nervous about? Like, I'm like so mean to myself in my head, but I've tried working on that. I've started like reversing those like mean thoughts that you have about yourself. You know what I mean? Like the ones that you're like, it's like the self doubt of it all. It's like, why can't I start a podcast? Yeah, everybody and their mom has a podcast. Okay, shut up. Like, whatever. But it's like me, I'm like, I'm different though. Oh my God, I feel like everybody says that. And there's that self doubt. Isn't that hot? It's a circle. I will say though, recently I have felt very attractive. I also think I think I need to stop so much, because I think as a whole, me as a whole, um, it's just not hitting the same anymore. And I know you agree with me and you're like low key trying not to, but it's like, it's not, I feel like it's not getting me anywhere anymore. It almost feels like a pacifier, a binky, if you will. And it's like, do I need this? Is this more of a nighttime before bed activity now? Is this not something that should be incorporated in my day anymore? Interesting idea. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I've been dancing with the idea of sobriety recently. I say that so much. I feel bad for anybody in my life who's heard me say that like 1,000 times. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. Same thing with Adderall. I don't know if I can say that or not. Um, Me whispering it fully clear into the mic. And am I saying this because I don't have health insurance anymore because I quit my job? Or am I saying this because I really want to see what I can do with my like sober mind? But it's like, Hey, in 2020, I was literally abusing it. Like, I was on that shit. Like, I'm not kidding. My doctor, and you know what? Weirdo for this, because why are you letting this once chubby you've known and told me about my weight, now so much skinnier, really like, yeah, I think I just need like one extra prescription, like just an extra like 5 milligrams like a month. Like, I think that'll be perfect. And he's like, we could do 10. And I was 21. I was like, yeah. And so I would take like 60 to 70 milligrams of instant release, not XR. And that would absolutely have me floating. And then you know what I would top it off with? A dab of ranch. You know what I mean? And it's like, girl, get a grip. My God, what a beautiful day. Honestly, okay, I have a few things that I was like wanting to talk about today that I can immediately think of. I love kind of doing this as like a free flow thought kind of vibe, because like whatever comes to me, like I could talk to anybody about anything, you know what I mean? But the biggest thing I wanted to bring up is that I actually feel very, I don't know, I'm so excited to get out of the headspace that I feel like I'm performing when I do this, because I want this to be as authentic as possible. And so I think that's just kind of a part of the process of it. But this year, I have just like, I feel like I've been forced to like really, I guess, to like choose what kind of feels right for me. Like, I was like this last year, I'm just gonna like tell you all the story of it. Like last year, I was working for a company. Obviously not gonna name what company it was, but it was an insurance company, and I was working in retention because, like I said, I can talk to anybody about anything. But like after doing it for so long, it literally became so tasking on my mental health. I feel like the word's taxing on my mental health, like in a way that was like, because like I would wake up every single morning, and as soon as I wake up, it was just immediately like, my God, I feel sick to my stomach. Dope. Even like the coldest of ice baths, even the calmest of meditations could not calm me down, because I inevitably knew that for 8 hours I was going to be yelled at on the phone. And I guess it kind of gets to a point where you're like, I don't this anymore. But I also like realized this year how multifaceted I am when it comes to like just so many different things, so many different avenues, that a large part of me is like really like gravitated towards, I guess, if that makes sense. So I ultimately just made the decision to quit, because I know what I want out of this life. And I feel like it really does get to a point where enough is enough. And it was my breaking point personally, was just like, I had to get a surgery this year, and it gave me a lot of medical leave time where I was able to really sit with myself. And it takes your body just completely rejecting something for you to realize that, hey, this might not be for me, which was literally what was happening to me. Like the thought of going back to the job was making me sick. Just thinking about like the peace that I had cultivated during this medical leave time just completely going away. And so I quit it, because I'm like, have a small business. I don't even like saying small business. I have a business. You deserve peace. It just kind of got to a point where I was like, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I gave myself a little nest egg to pay my rent with and like my bills and everything. But like, I know I can do this. And I think another part, also not to like go super into this, like there's so many aspects of my life that are completely different than how they used to be. One of which being my relationship with Miss Mary J. I just like, I just like honestly have really lost like the need to use it. I don't know what switched in me. I think just like over the course of the last month, even when being intentional about like smoking, I guess, I constantly kept finding myself falling into like so much anxiety, so much overthinking, so many different things. And I guess instead of fighting it this time, I just was like, maybe I should listen to my body. My body's rejecting something again, so maybe my time with it is done. This is like the year of listening to your body, I swear. Like, I feel so good with my life right now. So good with what I'm cultivating, you know? And also, I'm just trying not to be so damn scared all the time. Like, what am I scared of, you know? But, anyways, also, let's talk about TikTok for a second because you know what? I have such a love hate relationship with TikTok at the moment because I'll be scrolling and like as I'm passively scrolling, I feel myself being like, get up. Like, please stop doing this. Like, go do something else. Like, you know, there's something else you could be doing right now. And that's so true. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm like, what's it called? Like pouring myself into like my small business and stuff because it's like, oh my God, like this is so not cute. You gotta get up, girl. Go do something else. I feel like I've spent 5 years scrolling, like since 2020. I don't know. That's not me anymore. And that's not how I want to live my life anymore. I want to be intentional about things that I actually do, you know? I want to cook. I want to go take dance classes. I want to start acting again. I want to start singing again. I want to be a streamer. I want to do drag. Like, there's so many different facets of myself right now that I'm really not tapping into. And I feel like it's because I spend a chunk of the day just scrolling on my phone, watching videos that I literally will not remember an hour from now. You know, I've just been really like aware of that because that's something that has just really taken over my life at the moment. Also, self care has done that too. Ew, see, this is where I feel like I'm not being authentic again. I feel like I'm being like fake. I don't know. Whatever, I don't care. I love how y'all get to like actively watch like me argue with myself. Yeah, there's like so many things that I used to do as a kid that used to light me up so much. And I guess like it's kind of like a repackaged version of it as I'm doing it as an adult. Because look at it this way, like when I was younger, I used to like force my brothers to make little like homemade scary movies or something that I'm like recording. I'm the director, I'm doing this, that, and the other. And I loved that shit, dude. And I guess, and then like I would upload it on the computer and I would edit it and I would do this, that, and da 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 da. And it would look so good for my age. And like now I'm like 26 and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel like content creation and podcasting, you know, making demo reels, posting yourself, being authentic, all of that is like a repackaged version of what I used to do as a kid. I guess, I don't know. I never looked at it that way. And looking at it that way has made it so much more fun because it feels like the little kid in me is kind of like steering the wheel with it, you know? And also, I love talking. I love talking. And why not share? You know, there's such an inner critic. And I felt like for the longest time, it was constantly me, you know, absorbing people's opinions, you know, talking about how they feel about certain things, you know, and it's like, that's beautiful. And I love that you're able to formulate your own opinions. But however, I might think differently about, you know, my life direction, or I might think differently about my career path in life. And eventually one day you kind of just got to sit back and be like, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about me. I mean, like, like, I want to put myself out there in a way that feels like I'm not faking everything about myself, you know? Because I feel like I'm dope and it's taken me a long time to feel like I'm dope. And so, like, why not share that with everybody, you know? But let's talk about our goals for this year because there's two things that I am really wanting to, like, actually make happen in my life at the moment. One of them is having to do with my business. I love, 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 love my business. I'm really trying to kind of like, I would say expand in the sense of like, yeah, right now it's home fragrance, but what else can kind of correlate with that? Because I feel like fragrance is beautiful and it's an experience, but so are so many other things that can really be like related to it, you know? You know, things like journals, things like reed diffusers, incense, like it's just like a never ending array of ideas that I could like pour into this. And I love the fact that I'm in charge. So it's like I can literally do whatever I want with it. Let's talk acting though, because I'm gonna be real. I miss acting. I miss it. I miss doing any kind of performance. I did it so much when I was younger, especially in high school and like the beginning of college, and constantly absorbed everybody's opinions. And that was my downfall. Because now I'm like still having to like unlearn what everybody else has kind of said. And it's not particularly things said to me. It could simply just be like things that I've heard that are like really limiting whenever it comes to like what you can make out of yourself. And I really had to kind of like adopt this idea of that's fine. You can absolutely think that way about your life. If you think that you cannot do this, girl, then you can't. Sorry. I don't think that though. And I do not adopt those ideas because I know I can. I've proven to myself multiple times that I can. I saved a company $100,000 last year in insurance premiums because of this personality. Why can't I do that for myself? You know? And so that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm like, it's almost like keeping promises to myself. It was always the doing it part where I'd get stuck. You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at. I feel like I'm spinning in circles with this conversation. Just go back to what you know best, you know, like, and you don't have to be one thing is also the best part. Like, girl, you could be good at makeup and you could be good at singing and you could be good at acting and you could be good at podcasting, hosting, talking to people, putting yourself out there. I'm so tired of this like idea that I've had where like I have to just be one thing. It's like I can't. Sorry. You know, like I'm more than one thing. And I love that. That's so dope. I love being more than one thing. Another thing that I've taken control of is my marijuana habit. Like that was such a cool part of like my growth as a person. And I'm so grateful for that. But mama, it gets to a point where it might be slowing you down a little bit. And I'm talking to myself, I'm not talking to y'all. But if this resonates, maybe it resonates for a reason. But almost felt like it was the one thing that it was like holding back the slingshot that is going to propel me into this success and this like just I'm calling it the year of Tris in my head because like that's how I like to look at it. Kind of just like having that relationship with yourself and getting to know yourself enough to hear it, I guess, kind of like deep within your body being like, hey, I don't know if I want this anymore, babe. Like, it's a little bit more habitual than it is comforting, you know? And so that's a nice change that I've started to make. Have I been consistent with it? No, but that's okay. You know what? Life is a flow, and that's what I love about it. I just feel like a fire has been lit under my butt again whenever it comes to my creativity with this stuff. Gosh, like I love acting. I love performance. I love it. I love it all. And I think that I've known that I've loved it all, but I guess I've just completely taken on the form of what I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just like get into your mid 20s and you're like, oh, I have to be like a corporate person. Oh, I have to work in insurance at a soul sucking job that gives me golden handcuffs, you know? And you don't. You don't. Because as I'm rediscovering myself, like the opportunities have found me more than I've found them. You know what I mean? And so take that with a grain of salt, obviously, but like maybe take some time to, you know, go back to what you know best. Like what I said, you know, what feels good to you? What did you do whenever you were younger that you miss? Um, I was actually looking up auditions like earlier this morning in my area to see if there's just like anything I can throw myself out there for, you know, even like a short film or like a little like, you know, community theater. I don't care. Like, I just want to dip my toe back in the water. I know this is like a short podcast. This is the morning of me posting it. I'm honestly really excited. Guys, I love doing this. It just feels so fun. Like there's not an ounce of me that feels like I'm overextending myself or I'm stressed or anything. I'm just having fun with it and it's so nice. Any book recommendations, please let me know if y'all have any. I've been reading like a crazy person lately. So I've finished Kiki Palmer's book. I posted a video about it. I finished it like a month ago, but I literally talk about it all the time because it's so good. It's called Master of Me. She really goes into like not only self-discovery and self-concept, but also kind of building that solid foundation of both your intuition and then like what feels right to you and allowing that to lead instead of just completely going off of like every other opinion that's thrown at you. That book was absolutely amazing. I'm currently reading A Happy Pocket Full of Change and then also Finding Me by Viola Davis. Oh my gosh, I think there was another one. I go through books like TV shows. Like I kind of switch between them, but my head is able to distinguish, like my brain's able to distinguish the difference between the two. So it's never like bothersome. But yeah, I'm sorry this was like a short podcast. I'm still, like I said, flow with me, you guys. I'm dipping my toe in the water. Ooh, I definitely want to do like a media of the week kind of vibe. Hold on, let me see what I've been listening to lately. Well, obviously, I think everybody should go listen to A Little Versatility from Boop the Musical. Girl, oh, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Marianne by Eli. Literally listen to that song until I die. I love it. Ooh, A Fresh Energy by Gaskin, Gaskin. Also, oh my gosh, you guys, Imposter by Kiki Palmer. Those are like the four, is that 4 or 5 songs? 4 songs that I have just been bumping, mama. Bumping. So good. Also, Queens Everywhere from RuPaul. That's like my hey, let's get some shit done right now song. If you listen to this, thank you so much. If you have any topics that you guys want me to talk about, if there's anything that you want me to spread any info about, I'd love to use this platform to uplift small businesses as well, because I'm right there with you, babe. Please choose kindness, choose love, no matter what you do. You are so worthy of that love that you put out into the world. And I hope that you can really absorb that. I am going to go play some Animal Crossing for a little bit, and I'm going to see where the day takes me. Definitely might be doing some makeup or something later, you know? Oh, and before I go, definitely take a look at my small business called You Deserve Peace. The link is also in the description. I sell wax melts, room sprays, and car fresheners. And yeah, I know. Yeah, everybody sells those. Yeah, but mine are better. But I also have little subscription boxes that I've been putting out as well for your, if you want to just do kind of like a monthly deal. It's a lot cheaper than buying them all together. But yeah, let me bring a little bit of peace into y'all's homes through scent. And I hope that you guys have an amazing week. I love you. Thank you literally so fucking much for listening to this. If you made it all the way here, mwah, you're so beautiful, and I owe you $1,000,000. Bye.